crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Good morning, good morning. Bix Weir, roadtoro.com with your morning horn of Z's, your sip of chaga coffee. I hope everybody's still taking their vitamin D, vitamin C, chaga, zinc, all of the above. We're still on lockdown. It's ridiculous. Now it's at the point of what happened to flatten the curve. The curve is as flat as it's ever going to get. And that was the whole idea, to take away all our freedoms and liberties. So there should be no reason you can't go outside. You can choose not to go outside. And I highly recommend a lot of people with pre-existing condition and elderly and susceptible to something like this, don't go outside. Everybody else should be out there working their way, try to make up for what you lost. The government, the deep state, the lefties all want you to stay home for your own safety. Not so that they can take over the goddamn government, but for your own safety. Anyway, first note on Road to Ruta. Yes, it was crazy yesterday because I was giving away, it was the last day to give away 100 Theta. I'm still giving it away. I know a lot of people couldn't get in and sign up for the private road, but just for today, still 100 Theta, 100 Theta fuel. Everybody's going crazy with Theta. If you want it, go to sign up on the private road. It's $299 for a full year. I'm going to be doing a special on Theta, describing everything that this thing can grow into. I've got some good inside info, not inside info, a few very smart people in the world of broadband and 5G and all that stuff, and how Theta wraps perfectly into that. And I'll be putting that on the private road. So the only way to see that is to join the private road today. And I will send you 100 Theta and 100 Theta fuel loaded onto a paper wallet, as well as the Ruta coin, the Ruta silver coin, which is a monster. I'll get to that in a second. That's what I'm getting to. I was going to talk about, Theta right now is on a roll. Nobody knows how to value it because nobody knows really what it's going to do in the future. Most people who invest in cryptos invest in it because it's going up. Not many people take time to say, okay, what is this coin? Who's involved? What function is it going to serve in our future? Obviously, the future of everything is broadband communication. Clearly, on lockdown for this long, everybody has changed their ways. There's going to be so much virtual meetings and net streaming, Netflix, and all that stuff, everything online. It's going to be way too big for your regular system. The old systems of centralized broadband is gone. Everything's going to be decentralized, especially broadband, because centralized broadband won't handle that kind of bandwidth for everybody in the world, changing the way everything goes. That's where Theta comes in with decentralized broadband, and oh my God, and you should be running a Theta node. It's really easy. It's called the Guardian node, pre-Guardian node. I don't exactly know what it's called. I'm running one, but yes, it's easy to do on your laptop, and so you get Theta, and then you run this thing, and it runs in the background, and you earn Theta fuel token. Anyway, besides all that, I am still giving away the 100 Theta and 100 Theta fuel with every private membership or renewal. Yes, a lot of people are signing up for double renewals. Go for it. But also cryptos. Cryptos are having a little hiccup down. Again, 100% run off computer programs. This will oscillate for a while. Remember, they can place the price of these things at $0 or $1 million with a click of a mouse. That's how powerful the computer rigging is. Same with Theta. So if you get your Theta, get it off any exchange. Well, you can't really get it well in the U.S. It's a pain in the ass. CoinSwitch has it. But if you're overseas, yeah, you can get it on Binance. It's real easy. But get it into your own possession. That is so key. It is crazy, the key to all cryptos. In your own possession only. We're getting to that point probably next week where it goes a little squirrely. The systems go a little squirrely next week. So hang on tight. And the other thing going on with Theta, just to throw all this into the mix, is in 5 days they launched their mainnet 2.0. This has been long coming, a revolutionary 2-layer consensus mechanism optimized for video delivery, and it's got all these bells and whistles, and I hear there's going to be an even bigger announcement. It was yesterday they announced that, or day before yesterday, they announced they're going to be on every Samsung. Theta is going to be embedded on every Samsung phone. But this is going to be an even bigger announcement, supposedly, is the rumor, and that's in 5 days. So yeah, you should have Theta as part of your portfolio. I know a lot of people who had it as a pretty big part, and all of a sudden, in the last couple of days, because it's gone up so much, is a gigantic part. But I will get into that on the private road if you're a Road to Ruda member. If you're not, sign up. Join the private road. Go to roadtoruda.com. All right. Let's talk about this. Ted Butler is the man. If you own any silver, you can just thank your lucky stars that Ted Butler was born and has been fighting this fight since the 1980s, beating the criminal banksters using their own data, irrefutable data of market manipulation. Anybody who says there's no silver market manipulation is a bona fide idiot, a bona fide certified idiot. Sorry, you're just moronic. All you have to do is read one of Ted Butler's articles, and he'll lay out in a slow, methodical way, if you need it, how silver manipulation is controlled. And it's all about the COMEX, all about concentration. If you control everything, boom, you can manipulate everything. That's why silver, which should be well over $1,000 an ounce today, is trading at $15, $16, $17. Those are stupid numbers. Remember in 1980, the Hunt brothers were going to quarter the silver market? It went up to $50. Gold went up to $800. Now gold is well over twice the all-time high of 1980, and silver is a third of it. 100% manipulation. Anyway, Ted posted an article on SilverSeek. What matters most in gold and silver? Ted Butler. Having focusedly intently on running open losses of the 8 big shorts, not counting JP Morgan because they're long now, for the past year, the latest price surge would seem to put the 8 big shorts in particular serious jeopardy. Simply put, the open losses, $7.8 billion as of Friday, may have been larger, while the prospects up for the big shorts buying back all or most of their short position at anywhere near break even have never been lower. The game they play is they go short, they rig the market, everybody sells, they cover. And they run it the other way, they go long, everybody chases them, they shorten, and it's back and forth. That's how commodities are rigged, back and forth. All computer programs. It's so easy to do when you control the majority of the thing that you're trading. Or that you collude with other people who do the same thing. And that's exactly what the bankers were doing. The biggest hope that the 8 big shorts had to buy back short positions at the sharply lower prices necessary for them to break even would seem to reside in aggressive selling by managed money traders. Either long liquidation or new short selling. But how much long liquidation is possible when the existing long positions are low, 7-year lows in silver? And how much new short selling is likely when the managed money traders didn't short on the lower prices over the past month? And last week's increase of managed money short selling in gold didn't fare well. For more than 30 years, I have been almost alone in petitioning the CFTC and the exchanges and every conceivable government official which stood a chance of doing something about one singular issue, the concentrated short position in COMEX silver futures. I actually had some initial success in petitioning the CFTC, which would regularly respond to the issue of the concentrated short position in silver. Thanks to public support, the CFTC even publicly responded in both 2004 and 2008 with 16-page letters that purported to look at the issue of concentrated short selling in silver, and turned out to be a deception because the 2008 letter overlooked the spectacular failure of Bear Stearns, the largest silver and gold short seller at the time. Even a 5-year formal investigation begun later that year into silver manipulation after the August 2008 bank participation report proved manipulation by JP Morgan turned out to be only a sham and kangaroo court effort which folded quietly 5 years later and was foreordained from the start. Absolutely. These charges of silver manipulation against the JP Morgan traders were not done by the CFTC. The CFTC's job is to hide manipulation, run cover for the criminal banksters and the CME. Ted is unbelievable. He's brilliant. He beats them at their own game. All he does is use public data. He's not the only one to petition the SEC, but he's at almost alone. I can't tell the CFTC. I can't tell you how many letters I've written and my customers. I think there was 3,000 people submitted letters to the CFTC in an open forum. They asked for the public's to reach out and tell them what they thought. 3,000 people. It's hard to get 3,000 people to do anything, much less write a letter to a regulator explaining how silver is manipulated and demanding the implementation of position limits. That's all they asked for, but they couldn't do it. You know why? Position limits would stop manipulation, and you cannot run an unbacked fiat monetary system that we have today with silver prices and gold prices freely traded. All of that's breaking down now. Ted goes on, but as the big shorts wait for a miracle, the open losses continue to grow, and all the visible signs indicate no new big shorts are about to come in and take their place. Scotiabank seems to want out in the worst way, and HSBC reportedly just lost $200 million in a single day. Maybe JP Morgan can stem the tide for a while by continuing to sacrifice more accumulated metal and adding to shorts on higher prices, but that will only increase the focus on how corrupt the most crooked bank of all time really is. The CFTC knows for sure the real story, as does the Justice Department, as well as the super crooks at the CME Group, which owns the COMEX. As it would be impossible for any of them to be that clueless. But aside from encouraging and facilitating short-term sell-offs, time may have finally run out for the big shorts, particularly in a macroeconomic environment which would appear to foster continued and increasing gold and silver buying. The 8 big shorts would seem to be in a bad position. Even if they do succeed in smashing prices temporarily, there's no guarantee or even likelihood of generating the massive speculative selling they need to get off the hook. The silver story was always about the concentrated short position, and when the final chapter is written, that will become obvious to all. I think we're getting near that final chapter. Very near. Take a look at where is it? Silver futures. Look at the last 5 days. That's 2 billion ounces of silver, that silver derivatives that traded hands. 2 billion ounces in the last 4 days, 4 days on average. 2 billion ounces in just 4 days. How much silver is mined every year? Every year, with all the money and people and manpower and digging that it takes? 800 to 850 million ounces a year, except on the COMEX, the criminal bankers set the price with 2 billion ounces traded in the last 4 days. On average, 500 million ounces every single day. That, my friends, is concentration. That is criminal action. And if the CFTC is too stupid to see it, if Jeffrey Christian is too stupid to see it, that's their problem. Get your physical silver and get it in your own possession. I just talked to my buddy Andy Scheckman. After all, you hear all this silver news. Andy's got inventory. And he's promised Road to Ruta subscribers the cheapest they can find. Physical silver in your own possession. Send him an email. Andy, A-N-D-Y, at milesfranklin.com. milesfranklin.com. A lot of people from Road to Ruta have gone there and gotten their silver. Tell them, hey, I only want what you got in inventory that you can ship right away. So important. So important. Because now is the time, any day, all these facilities can shut down. Gold, silver, delivery points. If they're saying, oh, yeah, I got it cheaper than that, I'll get it to you in 2 weeks. No, don't do it. That means they don't have it. They probably have it on order from someone they've always gotten it from, but it means they don't have it. Only things that can ship right away. And if you're comfortable, putting it on the hook for another couple weeks, that's fine. Go for it. With all the things coming down at the end of May, I'd say ship it. Whatever you got, I'll take and ship it. Okay, for you woo-woo lovers, this crossed my path. Scientists discover evidence of a parallel universe where time flows backwards. It's also known as the COMEX. No, I'm kidding. A new discovery in the Antarctica has caused a stir in scientific circles as possibly representing the first tangible physical evidence of a parallel universe. And the reason this crossed my path and the reason I got interested is the video. They put a video on it, and they're talking about this probably multi-million-dollar testing facility that's right here. Really cool looking, right? And we all know there's a lot going on in the Antarctic. If you've listened to Cliff's work, if you listen to anybody, why did John Kerry, the night of the election, have to fly to Antarctica? That's where the ET bases are. That's where New Swaziland, the Germans fled to. All kinds of stuff going on down there. So that's what piqued my interest. And then something weird happened. Watch this video. This is a guy talking about that facility. Watch it.
A very strange thing. So we published a paper on it.
So look at it. Now, first of all, that crane is pretty brand spanking new. But look at that. That thing is probably multi-million-dollar testing equipment right there, right?
On that, we just suggested
and they're loading it up on
this
the
was
truck,
in pretty strong tension with the standard model of physics.
This event has captured the imagination of physicists and physics buffs around the world.
Wait a minute. What happened to it? Look at that thing. It's destroyed.
While there is a need to collect more data, the challenge to conventional wisdom is tantalizing.
Holy moly. They don't talk at all about that thing blowing up. And there it is.
It could indicate that we're actually seeing a new class of subatomic particle.
I just thought that was amazing. So yes, the headline should not read evidence of a parallel universe. How about testing equipment blows up when measuring particles from outer space? They add that to the conspiracy hat, right? Oh my God, it's crazy. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. Join the private road and I will send you, hit subscribe today and join the private road, and you will get 100 Theta and 100 Theta fuel and the Ruda coin. Today is the last day though. By midnight, it's over. And then I'm going to change the amount to 50. 50 Theta, 50 Theta fuel. So all those people who couldn't get it yesterday, today's your day. This is Bix on the road to Ruda. I'll talk to you later.